How are you showing up for what you want, or at least what you say you want in your riding? Recently, I've noticed that so many of my riders that I'm working with, they will say specific things that they want and that they're working towards, and that they feel that this will be the next step for themselves and their horse working together in kind of the evolution of their partnership and their journey together. However, the way that they're showing up is not a match to that. Like, they are not in alignment to that. I want you to begin thinking about this today so that you can step into next week, making sure that basically you're in the right place to actually be there for when whatever it is that you say you want ends up beginning to show up. Hey there, and welcome to Sunday Strides. It's Lorna here. I'm so delighted you're here. This is just a very quick chat on a Sunday morning to help you to kind of step into the week feeling hopefully motivated, inspired, and ready to take action in your riding. Recently, as I said, I've seen this with riders that they'll maybe be working towards contact, but they're not willing to carry their own hands, for example, okay? Or potentially they're working towards consistency in the relaxation, so in the tension levels with their horse. And yet when they're showing up to ride, they're stressed out, they're rushing and racing, they're kind of trying to get all the things done in this tiny amount of time. They're not showing up for what they want in the ride. It is so important that you think about what you want and then think about what has to change in you. And I'm not talking about your horse, I'm talking about you, okay? What you actually have control over here. What has to change in you for that to be able to show up? Because so often the thing that we say we want, we're the blockage, but it's often just simple little things that we need to tweak, that we need to first of all become aware of, but then that we need to tweak in ourselves. Maybe it's something physically, maybe it's an emotion, maybe it's a thought, okay? We need to tweak something in ourselves in order to allow space for what it is that we say we want actually to come and to be present in our lives. So maybe it is for you that you want to become more confident, but are you consistently avoiding spending time with your horse or doing the things that maybe are necessary to help you to grow the confidence? Maybe you say you want a better seat, but you kind of, you're a bit, kind of wishy-washy with your warming up, your cooling down, maybe even your physical fitness. And I'm not talking about your riding fitness. I'm talking about fitness out of the saddle so that you can show up as a better version of you in the saddle. This is so important, okay? But is that maybe where you're lacking? Or maybe you want better connection, but all you're doing all the time is just drilling with your horse down on things like the same exercises in the same arena, doing it the same amount of times and just getting the same results. And yet it's the partnership element, the togetherness that you're missing inside of it. Horse riding really and truly is this growth, this personal growth that as riders, we have to be willing to experience. That's what horse riding really is. If we want to show up and we want to become better as riders, and whether that is in a certain discipline, whether it is just a greater connection with your horse, okay? I don't know what better is for you, but whatever it is, it's really important that you need to understand that you're not going to receive that if you're not aligned with it. And alignment very often requires action. It requires you to do something. I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. I spoke about taking action. I think it's really important that it's not just any random action. It has to be aligned with where you're going with your horse. It has to be aligned to your values. It has to be aligned to your goals. And then not only that, you need to then really align it to your life, your lifestyle. If horse riding is competing for your time, your attention, even your finances, okay? Any resource that you have, if horse riding is competing with other areas of your life for that, I'm afraid that over time, and I hate to say it, but horse riding is probably going to be on the losing side of that one, okay? So you need to get really, really clear on what you want. So this week, what do I want you to do? I want you to just think about where you could show up differently. Where are you right now? And you probably know, I bet you as I'm speaking here now, something's jumped into your head already. And you're like, oh yeah, you know, I want to be that type of a rider, but yeah, so long as I keep doing this or I keep not doing this or whatever it is, yeah, I'm never going to be there. So it's really, really important that you get clear on that. And then I want you to take just an action, one thing, okay, one shift to actually get you moving in that direction. Okay, I am going to leave it there. Have a fantastic week. Keep well, and I'll chat to you soon. Be good. Bye.